Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 7-Minute Spotlight, where we take a look at stories, ideas, and concepts that help encourage us and inspire us in everyday life. Today, we're going to ask a question a lot of people ask sometimes, and it's, why am I on this road? And we can end up on many paths in life. And as life goes on, there's detours and there's choices that we have to make. But every now and again, we'll ask that question, why am I here, or why am I headed this way? I think it starts out when we're young. We want to make our own decisions, or at least we try to. But as we're growing up, parents have influence in school, and maybe neighborhood friends, and all kinds of influences. And so, as we get older, we start making our own decisions and our own choices. And a lot of that is about our future. We decide about future education, a career, where we want to live, eventually choosing a life partner, getting married, having children. All those things have the opportunity to put a fork in the road, so to speak, or we make a decision on where we're going, what we're doing. But as we continue on, it's easy to see that life happens. And it's not just a coincidence. It's not just a consequence. Pretty soon we start realizing that there's more important things than just choosing what we want. A significant event for me, and I may have mentioned this before in other episodes, but in 2005 for Christmas, my wife Mary gave me a book, one of those that actually changed my life. It's called The Eternity Portfolio, and the concept of it is really very easy. God has all the blessings, and there's people that need to receive the blessings, and some of us get to be the pipe that it flows through. And that just resonated with me. And so moving forward from there, I started really more and more adapting that mindset, and it affected how I run my business. It affected the way I look at things about my neighbors, or things that we can do to be involved with our church, our community. There's no end to the impact that we can have when we're focused on passing along what is available to other people. And one of the things that I really realized as I started more and more thinking this way is, as a businessman, I'm competitive, and our business is trucking, and we're contracted to FedEx. So obviously, being competitive, we want to try to get business away from the competition, and that would primarily be UPS. And then it was always a victory, but it started dawning on me sometimes when we didn't get the customer, I would be disappointed. Oh, gee, why didn't we get it, or whatever? And it's like one of those God moments where I just put the idea in my head. It might be that the UPS driver needed that job, needed that customer worse than I did. And when I think back over the 30 plus years that I've been doing this, there's not a single customer that I can think of that, gosh, my life would have been way different had we gotten what I wanted. And so there's more to life than just looking out for ourselves, more to life than just having our own way. And the impact that we could have on others is so significant. Why did we end up where we are? Why are we on the path that we have right now? I think we sometimes have to look at the bigger picture of not just the impact, but really God has us on a path. We can choose to follow it. We can choose to be obedient, but then we have to perform. In other words, do what we're supposed to do on that path. An example in the Bible, in the book of Acts, is one of the original 12 disciples, Philip. This is after Jesus was crucified, rose, and then ascended to heaven. The church was dispersed out of Jerusalem, and Philip is on his way south. He's on the road to Gaza. And, on a road back then is probably more like a trail or a path. But as he's traveling that road, he may have been thinking, why am I here? Why am I headed this direction? He comes across an Ethiopian official who's studying the scriptures. And Philip comes up to him and says, what are you reading? And he says, well, I don't understand this. I need somebody to explain it to me. And so Philip gets in the chariot with him, explains the story of life, explains the story of why Jesus came, the story of salvation. And the Ethiopian official says, I believe, what's to keep me from being baptized? And Philip says, hey, there's some water here. Let's do it now. And as soon as this Ethiopian official was baptized, boom, Philip was transported to another place. His purpose that day was to be on that road so that he could minister to that official. How many times has that happened to us? We have a customer, we have an employee, we have a neighbor, somebody we meet at work, at church, just at a social event. One way to meet a lot of people, of course, is when you have kids, you go to their events, whether it be athletics, music, whatever it is. We meet other people and we have a chance to impact what they're doing. And I really think life is like a big, beautiful jigsaw puzzle. And if you ever see a really nice one, it's beautiful looking, but there's a piece missing. Your eyes immediately go to that spot where there's a missing piece. Yeah, we see the rest of the puzzle. It's here, it's there, whatever, but we see that missing piece. Are there times that you and I are the missing piece, that we could be part of the puzzle? We could be on the path to help other people, but for whatever reason it might be, maybe it's our own choice. Maybe we have to make better decisions. Maybe we just have to be more accepting and obedient to where we are. But let's not be that missing piece, because life is not about what we have, what we do, or what we earn. Our life really is about how many people can we impact. And sometimes when we don't get the customer, somebody else does and they needed it. Somebody else got the reward because they needed the recognition more than us. But when all is said and done, the reward can be, how did we impact others? What did we do to further mankind? What did we do to further the message of the gospel? Things that we can think about, things that we can act on. We'd love to hear from you. Our contact information is on the screen. Feel free to write, text. Love to hear from you. Think about how we fit into the puzzle this week. God bless you all. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.